Oh, should we laugh? Oh, my eyes. Oh my goodness! Imagine dropping points to the team that's the favourites to get relegated. Absolute favourites to get relegated. Yep, and they've just dropped points. Oh dear, what a shame. Let's jump over to the land of the Twitter to find out exactly how they're taking to the reaction of full time. Them 1, Dundee 1. Yep, they had to dive for a penalty at the end of the game, and Rick Ashley scored the goal. I'm never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, gonna be Dundee all night long now. He must be over the moon being old Dundee captain. World beaters on Tuesday, but you know, all those millions that they've spent, and they're coming again. Yes, they are coming again. Broom says on, can we get this onto... Yeah, let's see if we can get this onto the live. Can we get this? Same old Rangers, same new season. I am going to try and get this onto the live. We'll try and do this. I'll probably... it's asking me to sign in. Opening web browser. I've opened in web browser, so why is it not showing on the screen? Why is it not shown on the screen? No longer supported, that's why it's no longer supported. It's a bit like the South Koreans, no longer supported. Anyway, I never watched the game, I'll be honest. I didn't watch the game at all, but it's good to see that they were that Dundee were robbed. Watch out, Rangers are coming. Let's just get the people on the screen. Brilliant, never a penalty. Dundee was robbed, never a penalty. Did someone say hackathon? Oh, can we find one of them already? Let me see if we can do a hackathon. It's a new season, and I didn't want to keep on doing that type of content, but so early on in the season, let's see if we could find. They're not live. They probably all come offline already. Do live. It has to be one of the funniest things. Reaction. But then again, they're the draw specialists, aren't they? They are the 1-1 draw specialists. They've won more points with draws. Can we party, please? It is the Saturday Night Takeaway. It's the Celtic Saturday Night Takeaway. Ian Aberdeen is in the house. How did he get Ian Aberdeen on it? He's back. Where is he? Let me just... This new comment. Softest penalty Rangers ever, says Ian Aberdeen. He's back. I hope you've had a good summer, mate. And it's good to see that the meltdowns have started already across the city. Let's jump... Since I can't get it on the screen, but... they go into hiding. You know how they operate. Yeah, they do go into hiding. But they do not on Twitter. I can't get it on the screen, but what a shite show. We don't have Ronaldo going to jump 10 feet in the air. Stop crossing balls to 6 different players. Says one. Stressed out zombie. Martin out before the new year. I'm calling it now, says... Can't believe Dressers refused to shake hands with the ref because he was offside. Unsportsman at its finest. The fact we're not even that good, it's shocking. Stephen Presley. I forgot that Stephen Presley's the manager. That makes it even sweeter. Yes, Stephen Presley's the manager up in Dundee, and he was going to get all sorts done to him, wasn't he? He was going to be garbage. I like Rangers, but use their dog shit. Celtic are running away with it again already. Colonial Warrior, he says, I hate football. And then there's the next one up says, you're shite. You're absolutely shite, says the next one. And then it was a Stephen Presley masterclass with a lot of Rick Ashley's I'm never going to give you up, never going to let you down when Luke McCowan's around on a Saturday. Adam Dunn, he says, absolutely not good enough, no better than last season or the season before, or the season before, or the season before. Or the season before. Oh, wait, we won it. Yeah, we won it then. Better managers hounded out for this shite. I've got to get this guy. I've got to get this one on the screen. Adam Dunn, you've got to get a little. Oh, effing boo. The effing boos have started already. I never thought, I'll be honest, I never thought I'd be doing a Meltdown video so early in the season. But there we go. Adam Dunn's giving it the effing booze already. Oh, Jesus. He's absolutely not good enough. Not better than last season. Better than the season before. Let's see if we could find some of their... Some of them live. One of them has to be live, surely. Nope, they're all in hiding. They went, I'm not even just... Oh my goodness, where are you? We're looking for you. No, none of them are live. They're all hiding. What's some of their channels called again? They're not live. They're not even doing anything. It's just just ditch it. Ditch it. Oh, let me jump back into this screen so I can get some of the comments up. Let me put this screen down. Too many screens. Hail from too hot from Cyprus. It's Martin Russell, Uncle Fester, zombie again, Meltdown. Russell's hair flattened. The cry was boo surrender. Some of these up just on. Grassman ran out of gas. Yeah, where is there? All the new signings. I expect they haven't got the appetite for the Scottish game. Do you know what? I mean, our club isn't doing very well when it comes to transfers at the moment, but there are signs tonight that Celtic are looking at a Roma player on loan with an obligation to buy at 7 million. A bit like what we did with Jota. This winger is playing at Roma at the minute, and it looks like there could be a loan deal for a season with an obligation to buy this summer, next summer. Sorry, Groundhound Day. Pure dodgy penalty. Well, boys and girls, you must believe me. It keeps saying Alistair Johnson. Oh, yep, he's going to score 20 goals. There'll be no Glassman v Green Party. Russell Martin's going to get sacked already. Yeah, he's on his way, isn't he? I mean, 2 games in and 4 points dropped. When I look at the SPFL table, let me see the SPFL table, because let's face it, I mean, I think Livingston are top at the moment, aren't they? You would think with them getting a game ahead of Celtic today, you would think that they would have climbed up the league, but no, they're in 5th position. They're still behind Celtic. Celtic have played 1 game more, and Rangers are a point behind us. We go into the game tomorrow against Aberdeen, who are ranked rotten bottom of the table. Aberdeen will be a hard game, but I think Celtic will have enough to get it over the line. Sorry, Ian Aberdeen, but I'm hoping that we do, just so that we can get that little bit of a, don't say it, gap, mind the gap. Ding dong. We're now arriving
At Central Station, watch the gap. Watch the gap. We are now arriving at Central Station. Mind the gap.
Oh dear. Oh, the comments is going that fast. I can't keep up with them. And honestly, they're flying in. Absolutely flying in already. Baz, this is why Southampton got shot of him. Yep. But he's here to take over and show those pesky Celtic types. Right, come on, let's see if we can find. If any of you know that of a them podcast. Where's Stevie when you need him? Big Stevie, cool, where are you? He's in hiding. No videos on that, they're all in hiding. Where are they? Can't find any of them. To be fair, I'd be hiding 2 games in already. Cannot find one. Is there any? If you find one, put it in the comments. I'll keep this screen on so I can see the comments. Rangers review, and they're not live. They're not live. They're in hiding. They usually come on a bit later. The next Sevco manager incoming. Oh man, 3-2 Celtic. Baz. Do you think it's going to be 3-2 tomorrow? It's going to be a hard game. I'm not kidding ourselves on. It's going to be a hard game tomorrow, but we know what we need to do at this time of the season. Oh yes, are they? It's coming on. It's not. It's only on for. They've changed it to a members only stream, but there's upcoming at 9:15. So we'll hang about because in 20 minutes time we will get our hackathon. We'll get our hackathon. Unless they change it to members only. Oh man, Jesus. The Rangers review. Right, there's another one. Let me just get that. Oh, here we go. Right, let's get that advert off. I'm going to cry. I'm actually going to cry. I'm not sure how good this will come through.
Come under pressure when Rangers start poorly, and these new signings they've had a tricky start to life here. Aside from Jerry Gasama, who I thought played well this afternoon, and he struggled really to get in the game. There wasn't any space to run into. Another comment.
Is that coming through?
Performance, yet hardly seems surprising. Nothing has changed, and again, like we were mentioning there, Chris, it seemed that Rangers reverted to type after it wasn't going well, and I'll be really interested to see what Russell says after this one, because he absolutely took the squad apart after that draw against Millwall earlier during the weekend. He pulled no punches.
Who's another player? I'll mention it later on once we've done the hackathon. Is that? It's quiet. Yeah, I know.
If he says again about the players that they start to try to do their own thing, because that's what it seemed to look like from near the end of that game. It looked as though players just trying to dig the team out of a hole rather than trying to stick with the system.
Man down, man down.
Throughout the whole game, to be honest, I don't think there was a lot of very few moves where Rangers cut Dundee open, or very few phases of play we can say that's what Russell Martin's trying to do with this team, and that's it really working. There's one in the first half. Jeffrey plays a lovely ball down the channel, and I think he could have, I've not seen it again, but I think he could have had a shot rather than trying to put it back across. Apart from that, there's very few moves. It was possession for possession, almost no Rangers moving it from side to side, not really getting very far. I think that half time ended with 2/3 of possession and not one shot on goal. No matter who you're playing against at Ibrox, that's never going to appease them. Never ever be acceptable. And so it felt like possession for possession's sake. If a lot of time for that game. Second half, it gets a bit frantic. It gets a bit desperate. You also get down to 10 men, and even the subs, which I'm sure we'll come on to talk about, also Kieran Dowell and a couple of others, I just felt like Rangers, they were hoping that something was going to happen rather than going out their way and working to make it happen. I felt you throw enough stuff at the wall and see what sticks almost.
It seemed really surprising almost that the Rangers, they just, although they had so much possession in that first half, the Dundee keeper, John McCracken, he didn't really have much to do, which I think is the most damning indictment of the way Rangers went about their business today. An interesting comment here: attitudes need to be better. If we can win in Europe at a canter, we can do it in the SPL, and this is something that's constantly being levelled at this Rangers team. I don't think it's disinterest is too strong of a word, but just the tempo of the game. I seen Josh put out a tweet earlier on saying that Russell Martin was, from the very first minutes, he was giving it to his players. It has to be quicker, the tempo has to be sharper, they have to go at a higher pace right from the very first minute. And it just seems to be a recurring issue with this Rangers team that they can't get the pace up from the very first minute in domestic games especially.
But how often has that been the problem? For how many seasons has that been the problem? Again, one of the points I make in my analysis piece talking about the Ibrox record. There's no fear factor here for teams anymore. If you are Dundee, you were right to fancy your chances, just like Hibs were here last season or Motherwell were here last season. A number of these players, they have shown that the bigger games, the Celtic games, the European games, they are not there.
When are the European games aren't the issue? It's the shitey games in the SPFL.
Put a team on the park that beats Dundee relatively comfortably, just like they should have done last season. As I mentioned, it's a mistake that they continually make, and if you continue to make it, you're going to get nowhere. It has to change. The new era, the new way of playing under Russell. People were sceptical, I think, was that style of play going to work? You mentioned the two wingers there, very impressive on Tuesday night. Deserved all the praise, all the credit for the performances on Tuesday. But today, limited space, limited impact, and they're not the only ones to suffer from that, but it's a problem that Rangers have to find a solution to. So if they don't and find it very, very soon, these fans know what the outcome is. They know how this is going to go because they've seen it season after season after season.
They've seen it season after season after season. It's like you beat. It's the same old. You get a good game against Celtic towards the end of the season. You win against Celtic, and then you lose the league ultimately. And not only do you lose the league, you then go out and get a new manager. You get new owners, new manager, new money. Boo, 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 we're spending cash, man. We're brilliant, man. We're spending cash right now. Look at these skint fiends across the city, man. If no money, man. If you're no money, we're going to walk the league this season, man. It's going to be that fucking easy, man. But anyway, they do have a little bit of a meltdown history, don't they?
They didn't have enough to break them down either for the most part of this game. The one positive in that early exchanges, Jeff Day coming inside, his ball through down the inside of the Dundee fullback, picking out Jedi Gasama. I thought that was one of the rare moments where Rangers kind of cut Dundee open. But even when they were getting a bit of joy with that, they didn't seem to follow that up and keep going down that route. It just looked a bit all over the place.
I'm just looking at my own notes from the first half. I've got that Jeffrey one 15 minutes in, 25. There's the Antman move into Gasama and he shoots high and wide. You think at the Dundee goal, I've got a Rothwell free kick that clipped the wall, keeper not tested, and then the one that Jeffrey can throw wide at the Broomloan end, and that's it. That's 45 minutes of Rangers at Ibrox. I mean. That's nowhere near good enough. So you're talking a free kick, a long range effort when the ball breaks, and maybe a couple of moves, but there's just not enough in there at all. And that's the manager, I think, was right to question mentality and question application and all the things that we spoke about just 7 days ago. a long time ago already. He's mentioned all that.
Falcon Hoof wins the internet tonight. Can't wait to see Dougie Donnelly and Archie ripping them in the new retro arse in 2029-25 like they never left sports scene.
Midway through the second half.
A lot of angry comments here. Stephen says pathetic, same as last season.
He's who runs the Rangers review, and that's who's talking.
A lot of angry fans watching that game. Carry on in the first half. It wasn't as if Rangers didn't have the warning. Dundee, they hit the post. Clark Robertson, he looks his header onto the post and it just goes back into the arms of Jack Butland. And then, of course, Dundee hit the post again in that first half. So it was, of course, one was offside, but it looked as though a goal was more likely for the away team, and Russell Martin must have said that at half time. He must have pointed out to these players that, like, every time the ball comes into the box, it just looked chaotic at the back for Rangers, which shouldn't be how it is at Ibrox. You would imagine that Rangers should have some sort of air of control when defending crosses, but it just seemed that every time Dundee whipped the ball into that box, which, let's be honest, is what Dundee are going to do. I think most fans could have told you before this game that Dundee are going to whip balls into the box and hope for the best, and the fact that Rangers looked so stunned and so unable to deal with that, I think is a concern.
And again, it's not a new problem. The Rangers have looked soft, they've looked weak, they've looked susceptible from these type of situations for a long time now. You can't lose goals like that. You can't give up chances like that. Like the second one, obviously was offside, but when you get the warning of the first one and Dundee working it and getting that header, as you say, that comes back off the post, Jack Butland well beaten. He's just happy to turn around and see it coming back towards him rather than the far corner of his net. When you have that warning, you can't lose a similar type of chance just a couple of minutes later. Where's the reaction? Who's taking leadership in that situation and saying, look, we need to try and sort this out? It either comes from the sidelines or it comes from the guys on the park. You can't lose another situation like that just a couple of minutes later. And the goal, again, it just comes from a situation that Rangers don't deal with properly. I actually thought when the free kick was given, wouldn't be surprised to see someone actually have a shot at goal. Became evident, obviously, the team setting up to actually work it rather than having a direct attack at Jack Butland. And you have to say they worked it really well. But from a Rangers perspective, you don't deal with the first one, you don't then track your man, you don't deal with the second one. It looks over Jack Butland's head. I'm not sure if he could do any more. I've not seen it back to make a judgment on that. But it's a soft, easily avoidable goal for Rangers to lose. Great from a Dundee perspective, they work it really well. The Rangers have to be better than that. They just have to be.
Although here saying midfield shocking, defence can't defend corners or set pieces.
Anyway, let me just turn this down so there's no feedback. That's a little replacement windows needed in Cooper as a sonic boom from Glasgow shatters window. The almighty boo, fucking boo is heard in Cooper and Fife, and it just absolutely went ballistic. Wee Mitch. Big shout out to Wee Mitch and his super chat, absolutely fantastic. Hey Baz, enjoy this beer and me. Thank you, Wee Mitch, absolutely legend on the channel. Absolutely legend on the channel. Chris Jack is the Elephant Man. Yep, he is. He's the man who works for the should we say the newspaper he works for? I think you all know, don't you? But anyway, he works for the Rangers Review. The Huns are coming out of the shitter and straight into the Cowabunga. Cowabunga, that's not happening, is it? Let's listen to a little bit more of the meltdown.
And again, that's got a damning indictment of a Rangers side at Ibrox. I mentioned earlier on, Rangers should be coming into a game like this and controlling possession, but not just possession for possession's sake. They should be controlling possession. They should have.
Oh my God.
The team were right with the score. Now we ran through the Rangers chances there, and we touched on the D ones. was only
Man.
actually able to take the deadlock, and it was no surprise when he got it. I think there was one just before that. Sama did well down the right hand side, walking to Diamande, shot saved, 50 minutes in, that's Rangers' first shot on target. It was a good chance, but not exactly a sitter. And once that we get through that, so they got down the heart, they have that wee spell of pressure, they get their goal, and after that, relatively comfortable. I think there's an alarming lack of urgency about
An alarming lack of urgency.
get up a wee bit in the corridors again. But that lack of urgency for a lot of the game has to be a
1 year from Luke, we have brand new ownership and a new era, yet it's the exact same at Rangers. Just before the goal,
You're not the same Rangers, mate. They're not the same Rangers, because that Rangers died in 2012 that you're thinking about. But yeah, it is the same old Newco. The same old Newco, the same old Sevco. In fact, you can't call them Sevco anymore, Baz, because they've changed their name again. It's not Sevco Limited, it's the Rangers 3.0.
before they got better. Ian obviously does decide to make the changes, and the reaction to that Kieran Dowell sub, that's quite something. We have seen players have reactions like that. I think Cyril Dessers has had it in the past, but that was a real show of discontent from the crowd to Kieran Dowell coming on. I can understand Kieran Dowell, he's not going to come on and change the game, he's not going to come on and be a match winner for Rangers. And you then have the other subs, as I said earlier, I just felt like just throwing stuff at the wall just to see what sticks. You're throwing on attack-minded players, hoping that someone will be able to dig out a hole and be able to provide a moment of magic. So I wasn't overly surprised that he didn't change it at the break. But obviously once you then go 1-0 down and you see the reaction of the fans, he has to do something. But so I don't think. No, but we're sitting here for the second Premiership game on the spin, questioning the manager's decision.
yeah, just touching on that substitution scene here.
Touching you, touching me. Some of the comments that's coming in were pure shite. Can we get their chat? Can we get their chat on? Pop out chat. There we go. Ha! Now that's well, wait a minute here. We've got a new thing for the hackathon. We do have a new thing for the hackathon. Wait a minute. Let me just do this. Let's see if this works. We have hacked the Rangers chat. We have hacked the Rangers chat. I've managed a new thing for the hackathon. Yep, we have hacked the Rangers chat. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is the best thing ever. We should turn their volume back up just purely for the banter. Purely for the banter. It's unbelievable. This is hilarious. Oh man. Oh man. The 49ers are wanting their money back. Oh dears. Oh my goodness, this has to be the funniest thing. He's been found out. Zombie rage. This zombie rage is real. The ultimate hackathon. Oh my, this is different level stuff, and absolutely different level hackathon stuff. This one. Oh, honestly, It's too funny.
Available that then obviously changes the makeup of the side. And
Oh, can't see them, where are they?
regardless of whether we're a bit short of options or not, there's still
Yep,
more than
I reckon it
more than enough results in this squad to be
could be the title decider. Celtic will win the league in August.
Pivotal point in the match, the sending off of Nasser Giga. A point here from GT Hume, quite harsh on John Souttar. The sending off is nothing to do with the system, it's to do with Souttar not being good enough and playing a terrible pass. Of course, it was John Souttar that gave the ball away initially, which allowed Dundee to break just from inside the halfway line. It left Giga 1-on-1, and I've got a bit of sympathy for Nasser Giga because the Dundee forward is just running away from him. He's clever. He runs across. He makes a run across him, and any touch is going to bring him down. Giga clips him. He's last man. He's bearing down on goal, and it's a certain red card. And you're now looking ahead, going, we're now missing Nasser Giga for the next few games, and he's going to be a big miss despite today's performance. He's going to be a big miss in that back line, and it just made it even tougher for Rangers today.
It did. I've not seen it back yet. I got a message from someone during the game to say they weren't convinced that it was a red card and that there was contact there. Is that right? Is it clear cut as it looks from my position on the gantry?
It wasn't a cynical, but I do think he just gets a little bit of a leg tangle, and you know what it's like in that position, that any sort of touch is going to result in the forward going down, and it's going to be a red card. So I think it was almost inevitable when you seen the body position of the two players running back towards goal. It was just a matter of time before he went down.
It did look like that from this end of the gantry, I have to say, and it just adds to Rangers issues at that stage. And as you say, it creates a big issue heading into the Old Firm game in a couple of weeks if that game against the Mirren is.
What? Old Firm? There is no Old Firm.
Without the guy who has been their best centre half so far this season. So another issue for Russell Martin to contend with. I don't think it had any impact on the outcome, even with 10 men. I'm not convinced they had enough about them to actually do anything today, unfortunately. So I don't think it was a game-defining moment, but it's certainly one that could have longer-lasting ramifications.
It was a key moment where Dundee, they could have went 2-0 ahead, but Nico Raskin managed to get him back and stopping a 2v2.
Oh man,
issues in that second half. I thought Dundee looked for all the world like they were going to score a second, but Nico Raskin proving what he does bring to this team with that energy. And just as an aside, I think Nico Raskin's definitely going to start against Pilsen in the week.
Interesting to see now what that team lineup is. Manager spoke a lot last week about looking for a reaction. 2 league games in, and you're now looking for a reaction once again. But as we touched on 5 minutes or so ago, games like Pilsen away, they've not generally been the problem for Rangers. They've taken care of these European games. It's matches like this that are the bigger question. It's matches like this that are the bigger test of character, the bigger test of mentality, the bigger test of quality. And once again, like I say, 2 weeks in, and Rangers have failed both of those tests.
Alton saying here, are we saying that Victoria Pilsen are worse than Motherwell and Dundee? And I don't think we're saying that, Robin. I think we're just saying that this is the same story with Rangers, that it's almost learned behaviour, that Rangers, when they face a Scottish Premiership team that can pin, and don't get me wrong, Motherwell came out and played football last week, but when you face up against a Premiership team against Dundee like they did today, there was no space for Rangers to operate in. And that's for Russell Martin to navigate. He knows that that's going to be the case, and Rangers just couldn't find that space in there today. As far as the forwards go, I thought Cyril Dessers had one of his poorer games in a Rangers shirt. I thought that everything was just bouncing off him when he was going up front, and he was unlucky with that goal at the end, just offside. Interesting point from Maka here. Poor show. We need a striker ASAP. Sign Turgeman. Chris, is the centre-forward position now more than ever crucial for Rangers going forward?
We spoke, 3 hours or so ago when the team came out and spoke about Cyril Dessers and how impressive he was midweek, about how he held the ball up, how he linked with Kisama, build up to that goal, and how it was everything that was good about Cyril Dessers. A couple of days on, and it's everything that's bad about Cyril Dessers. Caught offside for a potential game-winning moment. I caught offside, and I think clearly offside.
Let's do the live. There we go.
Adiós a los largos viajes para encontrar.
I'm dejected, I'm miserable, and nothing's changed in 3-4 managers. He's sold the board a cracker with his mouth, and he's no showing his end on the pitch.
I can't disagree with that, Craig. And again, I want to reiterate, we will get on to the players because they don't get any sort of free pass. None of them, not one of them, get a free pass from today. But I didn't speak to anybody, Craig, who was excited, exhilarated, buzzing for Russell Martin to come into the Rangers job. We all said the same thing. We know how this is going to go. And then we had that game against Pilsen midweek, and we thought, oh, do you know what? We've got Gisama, we've got Ant-Man. You know, this is going to be superb. You know, look at the winners that we've got now. That's 2 league games, Craig, and nothing's changed. Absolutely nothing has changed. And to me, until such times as I'm proven wrong, Craig, which is going to take a long time, Russell Martin is not the man for the job.
Yeah, you guys summed it up on Tuesday that Tuesday was fantastic, but the big test was today, and the players and the manager have failed that test. Absolutely awful. I could tell 5-10 minutes in that it was going to be one of those days where clearly they haven't watched any of the 70% of the league that play that way and come up with a system that breaks them down.
It's the Saturday Night Takeaway on Celtic. Switch off the emojis, somebody. This is quality. That chat, the chat hackathon has to be the funniest thing that we've managed to achieve on the channel in a long time. This is absolutely fantastic.
Was when the one player that actually did a little bit of skill got past their defender. All the rest of the game was just literally hopeless balls into the box. And it wasn't even balls into the box, it was balls into an area where the player could then go, well, I've got the ball in the box, not why probably not there. It's just shit, absolute shit.
Absolute shit.
Ian, wise up, he's only in the job. So Gary clearly thinks it's alright that we struggled to draw at home to the worst teams for me and Nolan.
Dundee, I'll get this in early, Dundee had the 4 biggest chances.
Where's his channel? We didn't get this one in.
And hello everybody, welcome back to RFC News. Really well, probably the best I've probably seen us play so far this season. However, when it comes back to domestic affairs, we stink the place out yet again. And to be fair, it's not a lack of quality, it's simply a lack of heart, a lack of drive from some of the players that are on the park, and it's really frustrating to see because we've seen it last season, we've seen it over the last couple of years. When it comes to Premiership football, we just don't show up. In Europe, yes, we do great things. Yes, we get to finals. Yes, we get through the qualifying rounds. Yes, we get through the group stages. Yes, we get into the knockout rounds. And yes, we do very well. We go toe to toe with some of these big European teams. However, domestically, we're not doing good enough and find ourselves now yet.
Oh, where is he? Where's his podcast? Oh, for the
Just
love.
pump on the road and we move on.
Well, that's certainly the hope. So yeah, getting to the end of the game then, obviously we got 7 minutes added on, and Dominic here is saying, where did all that time come from? I was kind of thinking that myself. I didn't think there was that much that had happened. I was thinking maybe 3 or 4 minutes was coming, but thankfully for us, we got 7, and indeed it was in the 92nd, sorry, 92nd minute that we get a penalty. Gassama, who has been our saviour a number of times already this season, comes in clutch again with a nice little run in, beats his defender, gets around, and then again, it kind of in a way similar to the Giga red card, tangle of legs, Gassama's down, and we have a penalty. And of course, by this point, James Savionier's back on.
Oh, got it. He's not on. Big Stevie Cool's not on. He's on Fog Football. Can't listen to that, man. Yeah, that's enough of that anyway. Oh, wait a minute. Right, let's edit some of this because I can't take it anymore. We've had enough of their nonsense. Been on 41 minutes listening to the majority of their nonsense and meltdowns. Let me just get rid of some of this. Turn down that. So there's no feedback, and that should be the banter years. You're just shite, yes. Old bear. Jesus. Anyway, even Rangers fan asks all the time where they came from. Says it all. Yep, that's twice his dive in a few games. Oh man, honestly. Where the extra? Who cares about where the extra time come from? Do you know what? All that matters is, as it stands in the SPFL table. The table as it stands, Livingston are top of the table on 4 points. 2 games played, they've won 1. They have got a goal difference of, who cares? Livingston are top of the table on 4 points. Hearts are second place on 3 points. Aberdeen are third on 3 points. Celtic are fourth on 3 points with 1 game played. 2 games played, Rangers are on 2 points. Rangers are sitting on 2 points with 2 games played. Yeah, they thought they'd be sitting at the top of the table looking down on Celtic going into the Sunday, but nope, up come the Saturday night takeaway to take it all away from you, and Rangers have dropped 4 points since the beginning of the season, and it's game day 2. Yes, game day 2 weekend. Motherwell have also played 2 games. They're on 2 points. Also, Dundee United have played 1 game and they are on 1 point. Kilmarnock have played 1 game. They're on 1 point. Dundee have played 2 games. They're on 1 point. St Mirren have played 2 games. They're also on 1 point. Falkirk have played 2 games. They are on 1 point. And root bottom, rank rotten at the bottom of the table, are Aberdeen, a shock contender. They'll want to make sure that they get their first point, because if they can get a point and score a couple of goals, it could pick them up to at least 7th maximum in the table, and it could be that tremendous a result if Aberdeen were to score a couple of goals against Celtic tomorrow. But we are all of a Celtic perspective on this channel, and it is all about what Celtic can do, and ultimately we want a Celtic win tomorrow, and that Celtic win would put us top of the table, top of the SPFL, game day 2, sitting on 3 points just now. A win tomorrow would see us sitting on 6 points, and it's sit back, get your feet up, lads, and just watch for the end, and lassies, of course. I couldn't forget the absolutely fantastic females that are obviously on the channel also. But lads and lassies, it's game day 2. Game day 2 can be finished game day 2 with maximum points and be sitting at the top of the table with 6 points, looking down on everyone. That will be the objective tomorrow. That will be what we're looking for, and that starts tomorrow at 9 o'clock Celtic part-time. Yes, we're live at 9 o'clock Celtic part-time tomorrow, when we will talk about potential incomings. Yes, there is a potential incoming or two. Should we talk about it now? Let me just see if I could. Where's that? WhatsApp? Nah, we'll go over it in the morning, and we'll have some. We'll leave this for the hilarity tonight. Big shout out to everyone who commented on the channel this evening. There has been over 3,000 people. There's been over 3,000 people on the live this evening. Currently 562. I should just keep going, shouldn't I? You mean about, yeah, Lorna? How could I not? I couldn't forget all the fantastic. It's, put it this way, it's the females on the channel that keep everybody straight, and that's what I like about it. I was watching a film with the missus to avoid the Huns game, like a voodoo doll, and it worked. Yeah, I'm the same, mate. I didn't watch the game at all. Irishman and Porto's in the house. Always look on the bright side of life, and the rabble. Oh yeah, the rabble. The Rangers rabble. How could we forget about them? Oh, we've been on the Rangers rabble. That's who we were on. I see there's a lot of people jumping on the Meltcast, the Meltdown. Well, that's it. Well, we're on the Rangers rabble. It's Stevie G that we're. Oh, he's done a video. Oh, he's done a video. He's done a video. He's chickened out. Rather than do a live, he's done a video. So we can't watch it because there's more chance of you getting copyrighted for his video. He's shot it. He's shot it. Stevie Cole has done a video rather than a live. Come on, Stevie, you know that we're watching you. You know that we're all watching and waiting with bated breath to see what happens. Anyway, that's me done and dusted for this evening. Watch it, Buzz. Nah, I can't watch it in case we get... and there's more chance of it getting flagged for copyright when it is a video. It has been absolutely fantastic. This is the Saturday night. Oh, the Meltdown's already. Yes, it's on game day 2. Game day 2. 36 games still to go until the end of the season. And Celtic have the potential to go top of the league and 4 points clear of the Rangers. On that note, have an absolutely fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.